All right, we are live. I'm using this Melon app again. We'll see if the quality is any better. The video quality was pretty crappy last time, so we will see. In today's video, actually yesterday I got a message from someone about how to handle it when someone asks you the price before they get on the call, and it can be kind of challenging for some. Some people will just give a price, which is not a good idea because any price without context or value is too much money. And then if you just ignore it, sometimes, but depending on how you handle it, if it's not a good logical reason, then people won't book a call. They think you're just messing around too. So let me share my screen here so you can see they said to me. First, we as a text about someone else that he had on a call, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's too late now." And he's like, "He never texted me back." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think he would." But anyway, he said, "What would you say when someone asks the price before even getting on the phone? Happens all the time." Right. So I replied back to him, "How do you handle it now? What do you say?" He says, "I prefer to talk about the investment over the phone, or I've also just sent the cost. Neither have seemed to work better than the other." Yeah, I can't imagine them working too well if they if they worked at all. And I was like, "Yeah, those things don't work. Those ways don't work. Here are a few ways you can handle it. This is what I have in my first email after they opt in." So, and then I give them some reference here. So, but the thing I have on, I have like an FAQ in the email that goes out, just kind of like telling a bunch of things about what I do, or what it's involved in, and stuff like that. And one of the questions, like I put like questions that they might have, right, and then answers, like it's FAQ, right, frequently asked questions, right. So it says, "How much would I have to pay to work with you?" Right? And then I say, "Don't you hate it when people ask that up front?" LOL. Well, I don't. So how I handle this is probably not how most people shouldn't handle it. It just depends on your personality. This is me and my personality, so it works for me. I put after that I charge a lot, most likely more than you'd like to spend, which is really true. So it's it's like, they probably already know that, right? Um so you just have to ask yourself, what is it worth to you if you only get two more extra clients every single month, right? So most people I work with are charging, six, seven, eight, $10,000. If you get an extra two clients a month, that can be anywhere from, I'd say, on the low side, 10,000, on the average side, 15 to 20,000 a month, right? And then I said after that, most people come to me are leaving 40,000 plus on the table every single month. So compared to that, the investment is minuscule, right? So that's my style. I probably wouldn't say it to, I might say it. It depends what kind of mood I'm in, right? It just depends. I put that in the email and I would handle it. But let me show you what I said to him. Let me see. Do I have a screenshot of it? I think I have a screenshot of it. Actually, I don't. So I'll just read it to you because I sent them a screenshot of it. So I said, I would say something more like this, and I would say two things. Right? I have one, like I have no idea what is going on with you, and I don't even know if I could help you, right? And that's true, right? I don't know what's going on. And two, um, what I do isn't a cookie cutter, one size fits all program, which the person doesn't have. It's not a cookie cutter program. Most high ticket programs aren't cookie cutter, right? So, sorry, what I do isn't a cookie cutter, one size fits all program. It is custom based on your needs, right? So I don't have a one size fits all pricing structure. I'd be happy to give you a price when I find out more about your situation and if I know I can help you. Does that make sense? Right. And I was talking to him like, it's like asking a doctor, how much does it cost? Right. And the doctor, like, how much does what cost? Well, for you to help me. Like you walk into the doctor's office and say, how much does it cost to help me? And the doctor's like, well, I don't know what is wrong. I don't know if you need a prescription, if you need surgery, or if you don't need anything at all. Right. So, and that was just off the top of my head. It's just something off the top of my head. Does that help? And he's like, yeah, I love it. It's perfect. Right. So the bottom line is you can't give a price I mean, unless you're someone like a big authority or something, even then, it's probably not gonna work out well for you, right? Because you haven't created anything. There's no value whatsoever. What do they get for the price? It could seem like a lot of money, right? It's like everything price is so relative. It's it's like temperature, like hot and cold, right? You can say I live in Arizona, right? And some days in the summer it's 115, 118, 120 degrees. Is that hot? Well, compared to what? Right? Compared to Alaska in the wintertime? Yeah. Is it hot compared to the sun? No, it's cold, right? So it's the same thing with price. It's just arbitrary until you tie it to some kind of value and some kind of problem. And I think before going into anything about any kind of pricing, you really got to make sure there's even a need, a want, and that you actually can help them, right? So that's how I would handle it. There's other ways you can handle it, but like basically, I like saying something about the like it's not a one size all fits all program. It's not a cookie cutter program. I would probably say like if you're looking for something like that, I don't do that. I can refer you out to someone, but the problem why we don't do the one size fits all cookie cutter program is that most people don't get results from that. Right? Most people have specific issues that pertain to them, and that's what we work on with them. Right? So like my program, it's one-on-one, and it's most sales training programs don't do this because it's a lot of work. It's hard. Right? Someone has a specific problem. It's not just a general thing. It's usually deep core issues showing up on their calls, mindset blocks, all kinds of things, right? And then you have to find the words and the language that resonate with you and your clients. And if you're just reading from a script or taking someone's other outline, it just doesn't work for a lot of people. It can work, you know. Good salespeople, they use scripts all the time, and they internalize it and they make it, their own. But there's something about coaching and scripts, and it's just a lot of coaches feel like inauthentic, right? And then that comes across, and that creates doubt and uncertainty, and that generates I need to think about it. I need to talk to someone, right? So when you can completely be in alignment and have your own words, that's what it takes, and how to handle everything. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I'm going to do a video probably next day or two on something that I had a big breakthrough that I learned that's really it was impactful for me. So I think some people might get some use out of it. Anyway, have a good one. If you have any questions, you want me to break down a call, part of a call, just DM me, send me a message, whatever platform you're on, if you're LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. Most of it is on Facebook. Just send me a message and I'll point you in the right direction, tell you what's going on with your calls. All right. That is it for today, guys. Take it easy. See ya.